As we gather together, we acknowledge that the land upon which our church and homes exist is the ancestral land stolen from the people of the Shoshone-Bannock, the Shoshone-Paiute, Coeur d'Alene, Kootenai, and Nez Perce nations, along with many other tribes whose names have been lost in history. We acknowledge that our presence here today is founded upon the exclusions and erasures of many indigenous peoples. With this acknowledgement, we wish to demonstrate our ongoing commitment to the work of dismantling the legacies of settler colonialism. We honor Indigenous peoples' connection to the land and support their right to sovereignty.
Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Boise Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. I am Timothy Ellis, your intern minister. I am up here today with Jem Emerson-Paige and Rachel Murphy. We also have Cory Strop, Emily Squyer, Sylvia Strop, and Ted Strop all doing incredible music for us today. And Mike being phenomenal on all of the different lights and video equipment and sound equipment. It's just been amazing. We've got coffee people, we've got greeters, we've got folks doing Zoom hosting. Thank you all for making this morning possible. The Boise Unitarian Universalist Fellowship is a community gathered to nurture spiritual growth, real connection, and faithful action for a better world. All who join us in the spirit of curiosity, love, and justice are welcome this morning. Whoever you are, whomever you love, whatever your life's journey, your presence is a blessing here. Whether you are here every Sunday, once or twice a year, or this morning here for the very first time, we are so glad that you are here. Welcome to those of us joining virtually. We can all wave to the cameras. We are so glad that you are out there being the community beyond the walls, that we are all together in this morning. In joining us this morning, even if it is your first time, you are entering into a community dedicated to making visible in the world a profound love by nurturing spiritual growth, encouraging curiosity, enacting justice, and by tempering judgment with compassion and mercy. If that call speaks to your heart, you are welcome here. Whatever your spiritual heritage, no matter how or if you pray, whomever you love, however you traveled here, your presence is a blessing. You are welcome here. We know it takes a lot of courage to cross the threshold and enter into new community, either in person or virtually. So to our newcomers, we're especially glad that you've joined us today. Whomever you call family, wherever you call home, we'll have a light on for you. Introduce yourself in the chat online, and fill out a newcomer card either through a link in the chat or from one of the carts that the greeters have on either side of the sanctuary. We hope you'll stick around after the service to introduce yourselves in the Zoom rooms and our coffee space, or wander around our grounds where you can safely distance and have the option to wear or not wear a mask. I do have a few announcements about upcoming events for everyone. After the service today, we will have our final inquirers session, the Q&A with the minister. It will be in the south wing, that's that side, after the service. But immediately after the service, we will be having the quilt raffle. The Booth quilters have made an incredible quilt over there. It is just phenomenal. All proceeds of the raffle tickets go to helping Ukrainian refugees settled here in Idaho. Immediately after the service, keep your seats because we'll be doing that raffle. And finally, on November 6th, after worship, we will have a congregational town hall. It'll be an update from the board of kind of what's going on with the community, as well as the introduction of 2 really great social justice resolutions. You should stay and check it out. Our fellowship donates 25% of our unpledged plate offering every week to support our social justice ministries. For the month of October, it is Planned Parenthood, who provides reproductive health care, education, and advocacy, and is working on the front lines in the wake of Idaho's abortion ban. We sustain our congregation, our worship events, and our many outreach ministries with our own gifts of money and talent. There are many ways you can make a financial gift. Our website at boiseuu.org has a give button in the top right corner. There's a QR code on bookmarks in the entryways. There also is the Vanco app for giving on your phone, a check in the mail, or depositing a check or cash in one of the locked deposit boxes on either side of the sanctuary. However you choose to give, you nurture our community, and we are grateful. Our spiritual theme for the month is courage, and today's service is going to explore the courage to be in the darkness, the courage that happens even in doubt. As we enter into this time of worship, let us take a moment to breathe together. Fill your body with breath, knowing that our breath connects us to one another, to our bodies, and to our planet. Our breath offers us the opportunity for stillness, to tune into our spiritual center, to listen deeply to our own heart's longing. Thou art the song of my heart in the morning. Thou art the truth, art the dawn of truth in my soul. Thou art the dew of the roses adorning. Thou art the woven whole. Thine is the grace to be steadfast in danger. Thine is the peace that none can destroy. Thine is the face of the need-driven stranger. Thine are the wings of joy. Thou art the deep to the deep in me calling. Thou art a lamp that lights where I tread. Thy way is steep past the peril of falling. Thou art my daily bread. Thine be the praise of my spirit uplifted. Thou art the sea to each flowing stream. Thine be the days that are gathered and sifted. Thou art the deathless dream. All right, and now we have our first song for the morning.
Skeleton legs. ones you're all familiar with. Ready to count us in, Ted?
1, 2, 3, go.
An old cowboy went riding out one dark and windy day. Upon a ridge he rested as he went along his way. When all at once a mighty herd of red-eyed cows he saw plowing through the ragged sky and up a cloudy draw. Their brands were still on fire, their hooves were made of steel. Their horns were black and shiny, and their hot breath he could feel. A bolt of fury went through him as he thundered through the sky, for he saw the riders coming hard, and he heard their mournful cry. Yippee-yi-oh, yippee-yi-ay. Ghost riders in the sky. Faces gaunt, their eyes were blurred, their shirts all soaked with sweat. He's riding hard to catch that herd, but he ain't caught 'em yet. 'Cause they've got to ride forever on that range up in the sky, on horses snorting fire. As they ride on, hear their cry. As the riders loped on by him, he heard one call his name. If you want to save your soul from hell from riding on our range, then cowboy, change your ways today, or with us you will ride, trying to catch the devil's herd across these endless skies. Yippee-yi-oh, yippee-yi-ay. Ghost riders in the sky. Ghost riders in the sky. Ghost riders in the sky. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Rachel Murphy, your celebrant today, and I am very excited to get to do the chalice lighting with a new first-time chalice lighter, our drummer, Ted Strop. Each week, we light our flaming chalice, which is a symbol of our free faith, a beacon of hope, love, and justice. We join in this lighting in solidarity and community with thousands of other Unitarian Universalists lighting chalices today in churches, homes, virtual spaces, reminding us that we are connected to one another and to a larger community of faith and love. We invite a child to light our chalice as a reminder of the hope for our future. And today we have Ted Strop. As he lights the chalice here in our sanctuary, Those of you at home, if you have a chalice nearby that you would like to light, please join us in lighting yours.
Congratulations, Ted. Thank you. All right. Ted Strop is the son of Cory and Emily and the brother of Sylvia. Ted, will you share with us what is your favorite activity? What do you love to do? Drum? Climb trees? Folks, we're not sure right now. There's plenty of favorites, including drumming. Ted, final question. What is your favorite color? Green. Green is Ted's favorite color. Ted, thank you for lighting our chalice today. I will have your first-time chalice lighter pin right after the service. Everybody, thank you, Ted.
With our collective chalices lit in all of our spaces, we offer you this call to worship. From Leslie Ahuva Fales, this is all that we have been, all that we will become, with some additions of our own at the end.
All that we have been separately and all that we will become together is stretched out before and behind us like stars scattered across a canvas of sky.
We stand at the precipice, arms locked, together like tandem skydivers working up the courage to jump.
Tell me, friends, what have we got to lose? Our fear of failure? Our mistrust of our own talents? What have we got to lose? A poverty of the spirit? The lie that we are alone?
What wonders await us in the space between the first leap and the movement of our feet, our wheels, however we move our bodies across this precious earth, touch down softly on unknown soil?
What have we got to lose that we can't replace with some previously unimaginable joy?
And what have we got to lose by celebrating our creative, imaginative, monstrous selves? So come, let us worship together. And as we begin, we are going to show off our costumes for those of you who wore some, and make our best spooky noises, which everyone can do, even if you are not in costume. Emily is going to lead us in our costume parade.
Just have some faith, folks. This is going to be beautiful and wonderful. We will cherish each other. I am going to call in the different creatures, monsters, beings that inhabit this room with us, and those who are beyond these walls. I invite you to participate in the chat, sharing your costumes, turning your cameras on, and giving a big wave to each other. Rise when you are called in so that we can take a moment to really see one another. This morning, I call in all of our witches, wonderful witches. Welcome. Woo-hoo. I would like to hear from the crowd, from everybody. Can I hear your best witch cackle and spell casting? Yes. I would like to call in all of our ancient or undead beings. Call in. Yes. Hello. Everybody, can I hear a big mummy's growl or whatever mummies do? With the wiggly mummy arms. Thank you, ancient beings. If you are a beloved animal, can I call you in? Can I see you rise up if you are an animal or a creature of some kind? I see bears, dragons, Easter rabbits. I think I see a moth in the back of the room. I'm not sure. Tigers. Oh my, everyone, can I hear your best tiger growl? Dragons roar. Oh, beautiful. If you are a beloved character, there's going to be many, I assume. If you are a beloved character, I call you in. Will you please rise so we may see you? I see a cowboy. I see pirates. Hello, pirates. I see inflatable, the car salesman guy. Hello, inflatable. Yes, we have 2 inflatables. I think that I see a Minecraft skeleton in the back of the room. Ooh. All right, there are many of us. If you are some being that I have not named explicitly. Oh, princesses, maybe mechanics, bugs, skeletons. All right, I don't have a generic. Oh, can I hear, just for unnamed beings, can I hear a big wolf's howl, a werewolf's howl? I think that we have now welcomed in, also I want to name regular people as well. You are welcome here. Everyone, thank you so much. Oh, yes. I think that I've named everyone. Thank you so much. We are now arrived. We have called in all of our many selves. Thank you. And now in the spirit of wonder, we will continue on to our time for all ages. If you are a young person at heart or of eyes or of age, and you would like to come see the pictures of the book I'm going to tell, you are welcome to come down to the front now and get a closer look at the story we'll tell. Hello, wonderful people. Head on this way. Scoot in a little bit closer, right in the front here. Right in the front. Hello. Brielle, I don't think I named your costume. What's your character? Ooh, we've got a character from Stranger Things, folks. I missed out on that. We've got some Grim Reapers. Hello. Oh, yes. No worries. Okay, thank you. Do a little bit of a hello. Dragons. Hello, skeletons. All right. Our story this morning is The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. We begin our tale in the year of the spookiest year of 1966. Ooh. So, an era so long ago. We begin our story in a Halloween party with many different monsters present. We have ghosts. Crowd, can I hear a ghost? What do they do? Ooh.
Hey, dog, you got a dog in there.
I've got a dog in there. Ooh. We begin our story. It is a Halloween party. Most everyone is dressed up as a ghost because it's the easiest costume. Charlie Brown kind of messed up his costume and has too many eyes. Coming in through the doorway, we have World War I flying ace Snoopy. Beloved cast of characters. Everyone is dancing and having a good time. Everyone in our Peanuts cast decides to head on out to trick or treat. They head down the street, and as they pass the pumpkin patch, they see one lone figure out in the pumpkin field. Linus, all alone, calls out to them, "Have you come along to sing pumpkin carols with me?" Does anyone know any pumpkin carols? I don't particularly. The crowd of happy-go-lucky people of ghosts shake their head and say, "We don't know pumpkin carols." Everyone is busy. Linus's sister calls out to him, "You blockhead. You're gonna miss all of the fun sitting in a pumpkin patch all alone like that. Just like last year." Linus calls back, "But the great pumpkin is going to come. He's going to come because I am in the most sincere pumpkin patch of all of the land." No one understands what he's talking about. They kind of laugh at him. Can I hear some chuckles? What? Ah, ha, ha. Okay, sincere pumpkin patch. No one gets it. They move on, ready to go trick-or-treating, ready to get all of their candy. Everyone moves on except for Sally. Sally, who has a little love bug in her heart for Linus and decides to stay and wait the night with him to have maybe some quality time together. She kind of wants to go trick-or-treating, but she really likes Linus, so she's gonna stay. Linus is so happy to have someone wait with him. He says, "Now you get to see the great pumpkin." I'm positive that he's gonna pick this pumpkin patch this year to visit. He always chooses the most sincere pumpkin patch. And how could anywhere be more sincere than here? Linus loves where he lives. He loves this pumpkin patch. And he believes the great pumpkin is going to rise up, deliver Halloween toys to everyone, and wander away into the sky, a blessing to this sincere pumpkin patch. As he's going on telling Sally all of these tales, everyone else is going door to door. They have 5 Snicker bars at one. They've got the biggest bag of M&Ms. They've got Smarties and candy. What are some other candies? Oh my gosh. Well, everyone gets candy except for Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown gets rocks. Door after door, all he gets are rocks. Everyone else is having a great time getting candy, full-size candy bars. What a bummer. Charlie Brown's not having the best Halloween, is he? Back at the pumpkin patch, everyone walks by, bags full of candy, one bag full of rocks, and they look out and they see that Linus and Sally are still waiting, patiently waiting. The night has gone on. It's darker and darker all the time. Everyone kind of makes fun at Linus. His sister says, "You blockhead," one more time just for good measure. She loves to call him that. Yeah. But we're not going to practice this just for the story. We don't call each other names. Sally defends Linus and this belief in the great pumpkin, but she's going to miss the Halloween party if she stays with him. And it's kind of boring sitting alone in a pumpkin patch when it's dark. Everyone has candy that's not there, and everyone's about to go dance and have fun and eat their candy at the Halloween party. Everyone makes their way. Sally stays. They're all partying and having a good time. They draw.
Lucy's drawing on Charlie Brown's head.
Yes, I should have mic'd Sylvia. Charlie Brown is turning into a pumpkin for the game. Back at the patch, Sally is sick of waiting. Tired of it, she starts complaining, rising up from the shadows of the pumpkin patch. I almost said graveyard. Of the pumpkin patch is a figure. Linus gets so excited that he faints. Have you ever gotten so excited you fainted? No, that's got to be pretty excited. He thinks the great pumpkin has arrived. Sylvia, who is here?
Snoopy.
That is no great pumpkin. That is Snoopy. Sally has had enough. She's looking at the face of World War I fighter, one flying a Snoopy, and she is not impressed with this long night she's had. She has no candy. She has not danced. It is awful for her. She leaves. She's pretty sick of it. Linus is left all alone. Eventually, his sister has to come and make him go to bed. The next morning, him and Charlie Brown are sitting and hanging out. Charlie Brown is kind of like, don't take it too hard that the great pumpkin never showed up. Trying to encourage his friends. That was a long night that he waited, but Linus doesn't feel let down at all. He says, just wait until next year. I'm so certain that we will be the most sincere pumpkin patch next year. And that is where we end our story of the great pumpkin. Do you think that do you think that the great pumpkin ever arrives for Linus?
No, Linus is silly and stupid.
A lot of his friends think, though, he's a silly blockhead, huh? All right, friends, I invite you can head back to your chairs. I hope if you have no coloring supplies, we've got some in the vestibules, our quiet activity bags. Thank you all for listening to our story.
And now I get to tell the story for the grown-ups with words like faith. All the papers. In the story that Jem so beautifully told, Linus is waiting. He's sitting in this cold pumpkin patch. He wrote a letter earlier in the story to the pumpkin for the pumpkin time presents. After he's invited his friends and they have refused, he sits in the pumpkin patch and he waits. He's waiting for the great pumpkin, the being and the idea that makes his heart sing. Year after year, Linus is waiting. Through the whole story, it's Linus's sincerity that strikes me the most. He approaches the night of the great pumpkin and his own vigil with this full open-heartedness. He's being mocked by his friends. He's sitting in the dirt. This isn't easy. This vigil of the great pumpkin, this waiting, it isn't easy. And yet, this is what he has chosen. In the darkness, his commitment to and vigil for the great pumpkin, this commitment grows in the darkness. This is who he is. 5 years ago, when I started my first ministry job, I began signing my emails in faith, or in faith and hope. A few of you may have noticed it's something I do here at Booth on occasion too. I think, to be honest, I started doing it because it felt like a ministry thing to do. And I didn't know what else to sign the email with. And also because it was something that pushed me. I didn't have words for exactly what I meant by faith. But I was working for a UU Christian church, and I felt very out of my element. I knew that the congregation used language like faith, and I needed to write something. But there was something about it that deep inside of me felt right. Something about it that wasn't just other people's expectations or what I thought those expectations of me might be. There was something about signing an email in faith that felt like it was pulling me into something more. It's a thing that I both love and hate about this ministry thing. It pulls me into being a better person than I am, into being a more spiritually grounded and developed person than I am or that I would be by myself. And honestly, some days it feels like I get pulled along kicking and screaming. Ideally, fellowship, church, religious community does this for us. I love it and I hate it. It makes me uncomfortable because I don't know where it's going. I have hopes. I have general senses of the type of person I might become, but I don't know. And I'm not sure that Linus exactly knows either. In the beginning of the story, he writes a letter to the Great Pumpkin asking for presents, but as the night wears on, it starts to feel like the pumpkin is less about presents and grows into something more. Linus doesn't seem to have the exact right words for what this is, but that doesn't decrease the importance of the vigil. We don't need to be able to articulate faith to have faith. We don't need to be able to articulate faith to have faith. Linus does not have a complete theology of a pumpkin. Polished theology, perfect to, give the PowerPoint on. But he explores it anyway. He leans into it anyway. We don't have to be perfect. We don't need to have it done or to have it all. Linus has this sincerity, this open heart. He is ready for the world or the pumpkin to present itself. He is ready to be here in witness. He is faith beyond what is right now. Because what is right now for him is sitting in the dirt, in the cold at night, with hope, and also potentially with doubt. He is embracing uncertainty. When we were putting this service together, Jem pointed out that Linus doesn't let doubt change who he is. He doesn't let doubt change who he is. He has chosen an orientation, a commitment, a direction. He has chosen a thing that makes him happy. He's saying, these are my people, these other pumpkin observers. This is what we are here for. This is why, this is where we are. But that doesn't undercut the time of the darkness. For Linus, it's really about the waiting. For Linus, it is really about the waiting, the moment, the hope. It's not really about the pumpkin anymore. It is, but it's not. He holds a vigil for this pumpkin. He's not stupid. Everyone calls him a blockhead. He's not stupid. He knows there's a good chance the pumpkin won't come, but there's something to being in the darkness. To honor and be present for what comes up for us, what comes for us, what bubbles up inside, even in the doubt that comes for us. To be in this time of darkness. We don't need to be changed by the doubt. And the doubt doesn't mean we can't be in the faith too. We can be in both. Linus knows this. He just knows. He knows the pumpkin might not come, but he also knows that something is more important than whether or not the actual pumpkin comes. Sure, Linus is alone here, but I imagine other little children and big children and adults waiting in their own pumpkin patches. I imagine that the pumpkins in the patch themselves are waiting with them. The great pumpkin visits the most sincere vigil holder. He is not the only one waiting for the pumpkin. If he was, this wouldn't be a story. This wouldn't be a classic. He is not the only one waiting for the pumpkin. I don't know if he knows that or not, but I feel pretty sure of it. He is waiting. Other people are waiting. We are waiting. The pumpkins themselves in the pumpkin patch are waiting. Faith doesn't mean we believe that the pumpkin will come. Faith doesn't mean we're sure of an end point. Faith doesn't mean certainty. We can have faith like Linus. We can know who we are. We can be there in the dark, in the cold. Sitting in the dark, the generative place to grow into our monster selves. The space to figure out our true selves, the space to understand what is our pumpkin. We're lucky in that we know that we are all sitting in the patch together. Linus might have a vague sense, but we know we all get to be pumpkins together. Our third and fourth principles focus on the question asking. We're not here because we're focused on the answers, but we're focused on the journey of the question asking, on the vigil, on the doubt next to the faith. We can lean into it. We can wait together in the pumpkin patch.
Thank you, Timothy, for that reflection and for giving us different ways to think about the story. It's wonderful to hear your perspective. We are now moving into our time when we acknowledge the many joys among us and grieve our many sorrows and losses, so that we might lift that burden for each other and receive the blessing of this community. This is a reminder that you can submit your joys and sorrows each week online via the link on our website, or there are bookmark QR codes that you can go to and it will take you to that spot. Our virtual community, please feel free to share your joys and sorrows in the chat box. We combine these collective joys and sorrows each month, and we share them in a community-wide email. It is through this sharing with one another that we forge our bonds of community. As we begin, I will say a joy for all of the young people that I saw here today in our community. It is so wonderful to see them gathered up here together, getting to hear these stories in person after we had been separated for so long. We also would like to hold those people who have submitted joys and sorrows to us, and I'm going to read some of those for you. Annie Robertson was in the hospital due to a fall that caused a hip fracture. We are hopeful that she will heal without surgery, and she sends a big thank you to Sheila Ames and Jim Bigelow for getting her dog to a kennel. We also hold Val and Greg Duffy, who celebrated their 40th wedding anniversary on October 14th, and to celebrate went cruising down the Danube. Anne Sabin recently had surgery, and she would appreciate any warm thoughts that you can send her way, but she wanted us to know she is resting comfortably. Jim, for his part, after helping with the kennel, is recovering well from his recent knee replacement surgery, and Sheila is taking good care of him. Something that is both a joy and a bit of a sorrow, Erin Moore has accepted a position as a mental health therapist in Eugene, Oregon. She and Brendan Leverance will be moving in January, And while they are sad to leave this new Booth community, they're excited to start this new chapter of their lives. And our thoughts are with Dennis Rockwood and his wife Sharon as they continue to navigate Dennis's condition. So let us send thoughts to all of these people. Hold them in your hearts. At this time of year, in many cultures, people celebrate those who have passed on. We celebrate Halloween, Dia de los Muertos. This is a time for us to hold in our hearts those in our lives who have passed, not out of our hearts, but just out of this world where we can see them. If you are holding someone in your heart this morning, either who has passed or who is having any other difficulties, I invite you to speak their name aloud into this communal space so that we may hold them with you. May the arms of this community hold all of these joys and sorrows, those that are named and those that remain silent in our hearts. May we feel the grace that surrounds us and be transformed by this spirit of life and love, with warmth to celebrate our joys and gentleness to soothe our aching hearts. Breathe with me now. Fill your body with breath. Breathe into this sacred space. Breathe with this beloved community filled with loving kindness. Breathe with wholeheartedness, and for a moment, just listen to what is calling you in the silence.
I'd shine so bright it would be obscene. My wings would really make me fly. I'd never need another Uber ride. Sometimes I want to be a plant. Not sure if I could stand the ants. But then I'd really feel the wind. The sun would be my best friend. I think I'd like to have 4 hands. I could really be a one-man band. A tambourine and a big guitar. With an act like that, I'd go so far. We can be I wish I were a sexy cat. No, wait, that sounds weird, I don't mean that. But I guess I could go on cat dates. With all my naps, I'd always be late. If I were a microwave, I'd find a way to melt your plates. I'd always leave one cold spot, just to give you a little shock. We can be what we want, what we want. We rich and sweet and soft inside. I would make you feel so great, then just regret and a stomach ache. Sometimes I wanna be a tree. I talk to others with my feet. I try to tell you I want a hug, but you treat me like I'm just a log. But we are magic, we are magic. Let's sing it. I need my wand. We are magic, we are magic. Flickin', switch. Again. We are magic, we are magic. Louder. We are magic, we are magic. We can be what we want. We can be what we want, what we want. We can be what we want, what we want. We can be what we want, what we want. We can be what we want. No apologies. Woohoo!
We enter a time now in the season where night grows all around us. And so let us be willing to move as well into the dark. May we follow our shadows wherever they lead, and in doing so, cultivate our own sense of space within the dark, to not feel crowded out by any fears or pain we experience there, but feel our way into the vastness that surrounds our fear and holds us in love. I invite you to join me in a blessing and meditation adapted from Sherry Woodbury and Lisa Bovee Kemper. Join me in finding a comfortable seat. We've been sitting for a while, holding still, so let's start by shaking out our wrists. Gently shaking our wrists. Maybe our elbows and shoulders get into our movement. As much as you're able from your seat, move that wiggle down to your hips, your belly, wiggle that belly. Shake down to our knees, our ankles, rolling our ankles, and slowly settling into stillness. Your hands somewhere comfortable, your feet somewhere comfortable. Let your eyelids slowly droop downward, all of your body feeling weight and gravity, just like the leaves outside feel, pulling downward. Fill your body with longer, slower breaths. Each breath a little longer than the last. All around us is darkness. When the world is dark, as it is now, I invite you to feel with your other senses. What are your other senses telling you? Where do you feel the pressure of your body on your chair? The chair against your back, against your hamstrings, the floor against your feet. Maybe you feel a tightness in your body, in your jaw, your forehead, breathe into that tension and let it fall away. Let us notice the sounds that surround us. What do you hear in our sanctuary? The sound of your own breathing, keeping that long, slow breath. Maybe a growling stomach. We hear the sound of water dripping, of our neighbors shifting in their seat. Maybe the AC. How far out can you hear? Let's come back to our own breathing and the feeling of our bodies in this dark room. Imagine your body and mind are filled with this darkness and silence, just like you are sitting perched in the middle of a deep, dark, wild wood. This darkness is not here to scare you. It is here to comfort you. It is a restful space within you. Lean into this inner darkness, knowing you are safe in this moment. In the quiet corners of the dark, we are busy with the healing of our bodies. The amazing way our soft bodies are constantly restoring damaged cells, creating new cells, bringing balance to all of the internal systems that have gotten out of whack. Let us acknowledge the creative powers that come from our hearts and minds. Somewhere deep inside of us, deep inside of that dark, comes poetry, music, laughter. From our inner dark emerges all sculpture and dance. All acts of love come from within the dark. For those of us in the sanctuary, there was a little tea light on your chair. I invite you now to light that tea light. And if you don't have one, imagine now resting in your palm is a small, warm light. Notice the quality of this light, whether it shines steadily or flickers, whether it is more orange or yellow, and how it changes the darkness all around it. Even as we return to the light, may we remember the blessings of the dark. Move that tea light to your forehead. May you be blessed with wisdom and understanding. Move your light to your throat. May you be blessed with voice, with honesty and empathy in your truth-telling. Move your light to your heart. May your heart be full, strong, and resilient. Move your light to your belly, your glorious belly. May you always know that your body is sacred and belongs to you alone. Move your light into your left hand, and then your right, holding it in both. May your hands and your actions always find the place of greatest need, beginning with your own. May your hands act with gentleness and comfort. Take those blessed hands and wrap them around your body. Hold yourself for a moment. May you find rest on your journey. May you find that sincere, life-affirming place that nurtures you and your faith. May you find gentleness and care in the sacred dark that surrounds and fills our lives. May this small flame and tender body show you what is yours to love. For light is not the end of dark, but its own loving embrace. May you always know how to find yourself in the dark.
As we move back into the light, we'll take a final moment to honor the courage that it takes to be vulnerable. May our vulnerability be a choice made from courage rather than fear. May our vulnerability be our strength. May our strength be not found as a hard shell of defense or a sharp weapon of attack. May our strength instead be found in an open stance of kindness and empathy, like a tree bending gracefully in the windstorm. May our strength be found in a willingness to join in the suffering of others, like a forest of trees together in a storm. May we choose to be receptive rather than protected, sharing rather than shielded. In the name of all that is holy, amen. And now we have the joy of receiving another song from our wonderful family. And you are encouraged, if so moved, to dance in your seat or standing in the aisles, wherever you would like.
This time. There we go. Bony legs.
One, two, three, go.
Hold on.
You're right. She's gonna learn the guitar too.
Oh well, we'll just wait. It could be out of tune. It's Halloween. All right, let's count us in, Ted.
1, 2, 3.
I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. For my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise,
Did the mash.
it did the monster mash.
The mash.
It was a graveyard smash.
The mash.
It caught on in a flash. It did the monster mash from my laboratory in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast. The ghouls all came from their humble abode to get a jolt from my electrode.
He did the mash.
They did the monster mash.
The mash.
It was a graveyard smash.
The mash.
It caught on in a flash. They did the monster mash. The zombies were having fun. The party had just begun. The guests included Wolfman, Dracula, and his son. The scene was rocking, all were digging the sounds. Igor on chains backed by his baying hounds. The coffin bangers were about to arrive with their vocal group, the Crypt Kicker 5.
They did the mash.
They did the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. It caught on in a flash. They played the monster mash. Out from the coffin Drac's voice did ring. Seems he was troubled by just one thing. He opened the lid and shook his fist and said, "Whatever happened to my Transylvania twist?
He did the mash.
It's now the monster mash.
Monster mash.
and it's a graveyard smash. It's now the Monster Mash. It's the Monster Mash. Now everything's cool, Drax, part of the band. And my Monster Mash is the hit of the land. For you, the living, this mash was meant to. When you get to my door, tell them Boris sent you.
He did the mash.
Then you can Monster Mash. And do my graveyard smash. You'll catch on in a flash. Then you can Monster Mash. Go ahead and howl. Thank you.
Standing or seated, whatever works for you and your body, I invite you to place your hands over your heart. And take it in. Let's take a deep breath together. We have the joy, we have the darkness. We've got the monsters and the pumpkins. As we extinguish this flame and leave this place, let us hold our hope for the future, our courage in the face of crisis, and the love that we share with all of the world. Blessed are we all, and go in peace. And also stay for the quilt raffle.
Stuff, you can leave stuff. Don't go away, friends, because we are going to raffle off this beautiful, beautiful quilt here in just one moment. It's coming on up.
We need 2 tall quilt holders.
2 quilt holders. Good. I want to take a moment to say a big, generous, and open-hearted thank you to Jem and Timothy and Rachel and Cory and Emily and Ted and Sylvia and Mike Lemieux, because, you know, it's so easy to move through life these days, to turn on NPR and feel a little bit overblown and down and just sort of like you're moving through mud. And it's so important for us to come together and to remember that we can have fun together. And we can doubt together, and we can have faith together, and we can be in community together, and we can smile and laugh and sing and dance and fill ourselves up. And then it doesn't really matter if the great pumpkin ever comes. So thanks for being part of that for all of us today. Okay. Where's our basket of tickets?
Okay, come on up.
Come on down.
Front and center. Just so you know, we set a very ambitious goal of $2,500 for Ukrainian refugees. And thanks to some last-minute purchases this morning before the service, I think we made it. Thank you all. Thank everyone outside of this church. We have no idea who's the winner's going to be, but Becky and Sylvia.
And Sylvia's going to stir it a few more times.
Lots more times.
Lots more times. Stir it around, Sylvia. Dig your hands on in the bottom there. Pull out Reverend Sarah's ticket.
Just a second. Here's one that's stuck together still. Could you tear that one apart? Okay, now stir it some more. Okay. Now, blindly stick your hand in there and pick one out.
Okay. All right.
And the winner is Jeanette Young. I don't think she's here, but we will get it to her. We're going to be presenting the check to the refugee organization probably sometime mid-November, to be arranged.
Congratulations, Jeanette. Thank you, quilters. Thank you, everybody.